friends, for making today possible for us. Although the notice was a little bit short, but you guys made it here anyway. Today, 21st of March was our EGM, which we have passed through 3 resolutions. The change of constitution, number 1. The second one was on the capital reduction, and the third one was the acquisition of the land that comes into our subsidiary company, Magma Property. So with this, the 3 resolutions were passed with almost 100%, whereby the shareholders were happy with the 3 resolutions that was voted for. And this will mark a new beginning for the company. The company before this, in 2023, late 2023, we changed our name from Impiana Hotel Berhad to Magma Group Berhad. With the change of name, we want to bring in a fresh new possibilities for the company and strengthening our core business, which is in hospitality. But at the same time, we were looking into different pillars of success for the company. One of the foundations of the pillar that we looked into was the property development. And Dato Sri Lee, our executive chairman, and myself, the group managing director, we have on our personal interest a piece of land which was located near One Kiara area. And with that, we actually have already successfully, through the resolution that was passed in the EGM, the land has been acquired by the company's subsidiary. And with that, we're expecting greater things to happen, better profits for the company, and so that the shareholders will be rewarded with better share pricing, better dividend, and things like that. Yeah. So, yeah. Any questions that you guys want to ask me? Just feel relaxed, yeah. I'm not a headmaster. Yes, sir.
Why does the company need to propose the capital reduction of close to 380 million?
Okay, the capital reduction, that was the amount is about 379.2 million. The 379.2 million was to offset the accumulated losses that was deriving from the previous years and accumulation before pandemic, during pandemic, past management, previous operations and businesses. But the move was actually aimed to clean up the balance sheet and also to pave the way for dividend in the very near future. So that was why we believe that this is a very appropriate move, because when this capital reduction to remove all the losses, then when the new project comes into picture, with an estimated profit of about 110 million profit for the company, so the company will start to see some potential and some profits. If we don't do this capital reduction, assuming that we make 110 million, it will just close up whatever the losses that was accumulated. So it will not dawn a new beginning. So that was why the capital reduction exercise was appropriate and very timely as well. Thank you.
For the new project, you forecast how much the profit?
Approximately about 110 million.
110 million.
Yeah, 110 million.
In 1 year, next year can be.
No, because you see, the entire project is going to take about 42 months. Moving forward, it's going to be 42 months. So we have already gotten the development order approval. So once we start, it's going to be about 42 months. But we'll see plus and minus around that. So, but with that in mind, we are looking at about 110. Well, it can be more. Actually, 100 is a ballpark figure that we are looking at. Yeah.
Can you tell us more about the development for your land bank?
At this moment in time, we've got this piece of land that we have just acquired. The company has also got a resort, has got 2 resort land in Pangkor and in Cherating as well. But the Pangkor and the Cherating land are more resort-based land. So on that part of the land that has been in the company from the previous management, we have not actually looked into developing the resort area as per se. But we are also looking into possibilities of other land banks that we may acquire. That includes Penang, apart from the KL land. It's the Penang, Johor Bahru, and also in Kota Kinabalu as well. But of course, on this part, looking into any potential land, that will be announced in times to come. But we are looking into the possibility if there are good lands with good potential to develop into maybe branded luxury services apartment and things like that. We will look into it. Yeah. So we will not stop in our land bank acquisitions. Thank you.
There's a report in about the sale of Impiana KLCC.
Okay. Yeah, I think that news came up in the Age magazine. I think about a month ago from here. That news was actually published by the Age. As I think many of you from the media was aware that the Impiana Hotel over here, KLCC, where we're seated right now, it's owned by a company called Heritage Lane. And Heritage Lane actually 80%, the shares of the 80% of the Heritage Lane was held by the Petronas side under their KLCCP, okay? And another 20% was held by our very own Astaka Mecca, whereby our listed company holds 20% for this property here. So both our side and the Petronas side, we have not made any statements, but I guess that was a pretty good article to estimate and also to find out the value of the hospitality industry in the market, and at the same time the value of the so-called physical property or asset that we are having right now. So this is for us to gauge a very a fair value what the market thinks about the property here. But whether we are going to sell, whether we're not going to sell, what we're going to do on this building has yet to be known, because none of us have made any further explanation about it. But it's a good process so that we know that how people view about this property in this building. Yeah. Thank you. Any further questions? No questions? Okay. Everyone's happy? Okay. Yes.
The EGM circular mentioned that Magma proposed to buy the land from Skyload for purchase consideration of 80 million. How does Magma plan to fund the acquisition?
Okay, the 80 million consideration, that was good. Okay, put it this way, that the land was actually more than 80 million. It was valued by Laura Cat. The land was valued at about 83, approximately about 83 million. But we are only acquiring it for 80 million, which is a discount of about 3.6%. So with that acquisition, we plan to acquire through 8 million cash, 120 million new ordinary shares to be issued at 0.2024 cents per share, which is by using the volume weighted average price during the process time, and 47.71 million new redeemable non-convertible preference shares, which is also known as RPS, issued at $1 per share. Now the RPS that was issued, again I repeat, it is a preference share, non-convertible. So in this instance, it will not dilute the existing shareholders, but at the same time, the company will be able to acquire this land and not burdening it financially. So this is a good win-win situation for all parties. Yeah. Okay.
How does Magma come into this consideration of 80 million ringgit?
Well, the consideration of 80 million ringgit was because you see the land itself is a related party transaction, correct? The land and the company, the shareholders and the directors, part of it, I'm also involved in it. That was why I was abstained from the polling rights just now. And the executive chairman, Dato Sri Lee, and also our close associate, Dato Wira Lee Chong Wei, in the company. So the Laurel Cat, being the appointed valuer, has valued it exceeding 83 million, all right? But we put it in for 80 million with a consideration of some discounts. And why we want to put this land in or acquire this piece of land is because we foresee that the hospitality industry, we need a boost. We need a boost, and we need to create and generate better profits for the company through its subsidiary, the Magma property side. And we deem that if we were to buy land or acquire land banks from elsewhere, the price may be more different, it will be more higher, and we have to finance the land. So that was why through this exercise, we are able to acquire the land, which partly owned by us, but at a very minimal cost to the company. And that is why by acquiring this land, we also need to do the capital reduction so that it's much more worthwhile for the land to come in. Better prospect for the company as well. Thank you.
Sorry, just want to follow up. Just now you mentioned about the company was still purchasing land across Malaysia for growth, right? So would it be buying from third party, or we will see more injection from the related party?
No, we are open. Put it this way, we're open. Like we want to bring in the best for the company. If you look back in 2024, what Dato Sri Lee and myself, what we have done is that in order to strengthen the financial and the finance book of the company, the Leasehold, we have actually put in the businesses from our very own privately owned Wolo Hotel into Magma Group Berhad to boost up our financial position. And the land that we have, which is in Mont Kiara, this land, we also put it in because it's a strategic location land. The land that can actually, we can do a lot of things. We can actually develop the land on our own. We can actually sell the land. We can find a JV partner to develop the land, but it will not benefit the Leasehold. So in order to benefit the Leasehold, a win-win situation for the listed company and its shareholders, and also not depriving our rights and our profits. So that was why we put in at a discounted rate, at a fair value rate, price that was determined by Laura Cap. With regards to any other land, we at this moment, we do not just stop whether is it going to be another related party, a land or elsewhere. Any particular land, if it's being placed at a very strategic location with good potential, with possibility of developing it into something that is historical, a landmark in Malaysia, be it in Penang, in Johor, in Kota Kinabalu, or another one in KL, we don't mind. Yeah, but we definitely won't find a piece of land which is like, that was why we don't want to develop Pangko or Churating first, because it will not bring in that kind of fast profit for the company. Yeah.
Because the company is still loss-making, right?
That is correct.
So how are you going to fund future acquisition? And
Okay, fund future acquisition. That was why we said we will think it, we'll cross the bridge as it comes. But at this moment in time, our entire focus is to complete this project with this acquisition that comes in, and the acquisition of land that has been coming in. It comes with a development order approval. So we will start embarking on this project, and by God's grace, if everything goes on well, we'll be generating 110 million profit, and with that we can look into further collaboration, either through joint venture or direct acquisition and things like that to consider. Yeah.
So do you target when the company can be turned black?
Well, when the company can turn black, number one is that with the capital reduction that is coming in right now, we are erasing about 379 million. All right, with this 379 million, this year is going to be a challenging year for the hospitality industry as well, and we are looking into some other avenues of businesses that comes in. I can't say very accurately, like whether we are going to turn black end of this year or beginning of next year, but be rest assured that the company and its management, together with the board of directors, we're doing all that we can to turn it black as soon as possible. But there is no definite date, but the target that we are giving ourselves is probably, hopefully, fingers crossed and by God's grace, by next year, hopefully by the first quarter of next year, we will see positive numbers on the financial. Any further questions?
What is the GDV for the Skyline project? What is the estimated value?
The estimated value is approximately around 450 million.
How much is the development cost?
The development cost, like I said, because the approval has, we've gotten the approval cost. We've gotten the development approval. But then for the construction costs and things like that, the team is still working very closely with it. But we have our target, whereby we actually. Okay. Yeah, let me read out to you. The estimated GDV is at 439.83 million, with a GDC of approximately 249.79 million. The project is expected to generate a gross development profit of approximately 110.26 million. Having said this, we will also look into possibility to increase the profit by looking into any other possible areas to cut down on the development costs. A copy of this shall be extended to all of you later so that you all can refer. Yeah? All right. Thank you. No further questions? Thank you very
All
much.
the best.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And